Welcome back to the Female Season Podcast, the podcast where we embrace growth, confidence, and the journey of becoming our best selves together. I'm your host, Ari Bryant, and today's episode, I want to talk about the feeling of being misunderstood. You know, like the feeling when people think they know you, but they really don't, when they assume your intentions, your tone, or your choices without ever taking the time to actually ask or listen. Sometimes being misunderstood feels heavier than being disliked because it's not about hate, it's about disconnection. I want to talk about why being misunderstood hurts so much. So, according to psychologists, humans have a fundamental need for belonging and validation. So, when we're misunderstood, that sense of belonging gets shaken. Research also says that a true connection only happens when we feel seen and accepted for who we really are. But when people only see fragments of us or an outdated version of us, it creates an emotional gap. And that's when loneliness sets in. So, not because you're alone, but because you don't feel known. For me, this shows up when I try to explain something deeply personal, how I process things, how I manage my emotions, and people just don't get it. It's like they're listening, but through a filter that distorts everything I say. And when you're misunderstood long enough, you start questioning your own voice. You wonder, should I just stop explaining myself? One of the hardest parts about evolving is that, people don't always evolve with you. You can spend months or years working on yourself, healing, reflecting, softening, and someone will still talk to you like the version of you from 5 years ago. Sometimes people struggle to accept that you're different because your growth challenges the narrative they built about you. So you're allowed to change, you're allowed to like new things, speak differently, set new boundaries, and prioritize peace over chaos. Change doesn't erase who you were, it expands who you are. When people misunderstand us, it often has less to do with us and more to do with them. Research says that about 10 to 15% of people are truly self-aware. That means most people project their assumptions into others without realizing it. They interpret your behavior based on their experiences, insecurities, and biases. So when someone misunderstands your tone or your silence, it may be because they're filtering it through their own emotional lens. Understanding this doesn't erase the hurt, but it helps you, take things less personally. So here's what I learned and what I'm still practicing when it comes to different ways to cope when you feel misunderstood. You can stop over-explaining, so not everyone deserves access to the full explanation of your heart. You can find your safe listeners, so talk to people who get you, who listen without judgment or interruption. Validate yourself first. You don't need others to understand your choices for them, to be right for you. Let silence speak. Sometimes peace comes from letting people think what they want while you continue becoming who you are. So remember, not everyone is meant to understand your evolution, but you are meant to live it fully. So I want to close with the affirmation. I am no longer seeking to be understood by everyone. I understand myself, and that's enough. You are not confusing. You are complex. You are not distant. You're discerning. You're not too much. You are finally whole. So let the world adjust to your softness, your strength, and your becoming. Thank you for tuning in into this episode. Remember, I always have all my references in the description. And I can't wait to talk to you guys in my next episode.